Carol, let's talk about Rick Santorum. He's dropped a few clangers in the last couple of weeks. No question of that. He's been stumbling with phrases which have really grated with people. He's lost a bit of the surge, hasn't he?
I think he's lost a lot of momentum, and I don't think he learned anything about these social issues. You know, first it was the birth control issue. This week it was the porn issue. He's really sort of gotten off message here, and I think that that's taken him back a little bit, put Mitt Romney out front. But as some of the other panelists said, look, you know, this is a momentum game, and we're talking about Romney, and it was a great thumping win, as you say, Piers. But next week, when we get to Louisiana, we're going to be talking about how Santorum won Louisiana, and everyone's going to be back on the Santorum bandwagon then.
I mean, it is true, Amy. If we were to replay what we've all been saying since January, we'd all look ridiculous because it's all been like, fantastic Santorum, brilliant Romney, Gingrich is back. Mitt Romney should be the runaway front runner, but for some reason he hasn't got there yet.
Yeah, I think we would have seen that through line in terms of the narrative, but I think Carol actually has been quite consistent in her support for Romney.
Annoyingly, yes, she has.
But...
And Carol, as your fellow panellists have rightly observed, you fancied Mitt Romney from the start of this race. How are you going to get other, mainly Republicans, actually, to come out and fancy him too, with the same ardent fervour that you do?
Well, Piers, first of all, I don't think it even matters. I think you could have Curious George up there, and everyone in the Republican Party is going to vote for Curious George because it's all about beating Obama. So I think that that's really the big issue. That's the driving force here. Everybody is rallying around beating Barack Obama. The one thing, though, that I do think is going to change this is that when Mitt Romney does become the nominee and he picks a vice presidential candidate, he could have somebody like Marco Rubio that sparks a lot of excitement, and then all of a sudden where there's this kind of smoke becomes some fire, and I think that's when people will really start coalescing behind him.
Or of course he could commit suicide and bring in a version of Sarah Palin, which seems like a good idea at the time, and then blows up in his face.